Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whatever time of day it is you are listening to this. I think that you will most enjoy the video for a Zen meditation moment. The sound of the babbling brook is always a bring you back to what you need to soothe your soul. And what do you do to soothe your soul? Do you go to places of sweet ecstasy outside of yourself or inside of yourself? How do you fill that hole within you when you know that there is something missing and your life just feels empty? If you are struggling with an empty, negative, what's going on in the world around me today, then I guess you aren't paying enough of attention to your gut. Your God unto thee, that still small voice that connects to a power that is greater than, who created heaven and earth. And it wasn't artificial, because someone had to create artificial. So that wasn't a source. Might have been a created source, but it's not the source. So that's why it's beneficial to go out into and find such beautiful, sweet spots that there are around us, and to enjoy them in the peace and the quiet and the serenity of your soul. And don't wait for someone who is willing to go and do such things that you really want to do. I learned decades, and I do mean decades ago, over 40 years, decades ago, that if I ever wanted to do anything or go anywhere or be anything or really succeed in life, that I could not wait for someone, a partner, another person, even if plans were made to come, to go, to do, to enjoy, whatever. Because I would probably never have gotten to do or enjoyed or accomplished all of the things that I've done if I would have waited for someone else, if I would have counted on their pat on the back at a job well done, for whatever reason. It has to come from the feeling you get from within. Because there's nothing outside that's ever gonna fill that hole, that still small voice within. Not even those who are controlling the AI, who want to know what's going on in everyone's mind around them, who want to control everyone's thoughts and actions and words around them. That really sucks. That really sucks that there are people who are so evil, who are so devious, that they would get a thrill out of playing a god. Oh, I hate to tell them, but when you play God, you can't fool Mother Nature, because Mother Nature always has an answer. Another solution for the stupidity of man, woman, human being, spiritual being, that is, having a human experience on earth, learning life's lessons and the karmic lessons that we have brought in to learn in this lifetime. And just like going to school, what grade are you in? Have you been flunking your lessons, and therefore you have wasted days, weeks, months, years, decades of doing what you really wanted to do, but you're still waiting for whatever excuse you can in order to, instead of looking for solutions and just doing it? Success is a satisfied mind. So no matter how much you make or have, possessions, controlling number of people, wealth isn't monetary. If you don't have a satisfied mind, it doesn't matter how much wealth you have, how much monetary assets or possessions, or, what is it outside of you? What? You're not going to be happy until you control the world? And which one of you elitists think that you are and can and do have the ability to pull it off? Yeah, the devil went down to Georgia, and he made a deal with the devil, or so I heard. And you'll have to go and listen to Charlie Daniels sing that song if you've never heard it. And that'll let you know how old you are, what age bracket. And you don't have to go down to Georgia to sell your soul to the devil. If you think you want riches and fame and glory, there's always some other swindler who's out there who's more than happy to take your money to lead you on a journey of dreams that you have had, only to crush them in return. So always remember, If you have those dreams and you're waiting for someone else to come along and fulfill them for you, chances are they're not really out for your own best interests if it's not going to help them in some ways or means. And that's not to say that there aren't those out there who know what a random act of kindness is and who are being nice with no strings attached. And that is what you have to get out into the clear. What the strings are, what they want out of. Is it just a thank you for their gift that helps someone and they know how much it helps someone and that just helps them feel good within? That is filling that hole within. When you do a random act of kindness for someone else, the gift is not what you give to someone, that random act of kindness. Yes, I'm sure that they are very appreciative, but when you feel the feeling that you get by doing that random act of kindness and not expect anything in return, you start to understand. And you start to smile at people more often. And you start to look at your life in general in a whole different way, maybe, than you have before. I know I was brought up spoilt as a good little Christian girl. Ask and ye shall receive, knock and the door shall open. Whatever I pretty well wanted, I pretty well did get, because I believed. And yes, I did work towards getting those outside things to make me feel happy. And yes, I'd have or get a present that would make me happy for a certain period in time. But it wasn't until I was much older, and really when I participated in a Veterans March in '97, doing something that had nothing, period. Well, I can't say nothing prior to, because I did have ancestors who fought for the freedom that we enjoyed, that I enjoyed in the United States. And I did lobby up on the Hill in DC to change the missing service personnel bill that held our government responsible for the accountability of our service personnel, because, well, now we're talking about my kids, you know, and there's other ones too. There's other kids, because they're all our children. God's children are not for sale to the military-industrial complex, to the criminal justice system, to the poison ivy leagues, as Mel K so often shares. And that is information where I do not know of. So I cannot speak of, other than what I hear firsthand from other people. And I must say, I do like the amount of research that she has done and the information that she has presented. So, no plug for her, just out of respect where that information came from. Because, like I said, I don't know anything about the Poison Ivy League other than I had no interest to go there and join them. And I guess that might have been a reason. I guess there's always a reason why we listen to and go on different journeys when we reach a fork in the road. And we have to question, do we take the high road or do we take the low road? The high road, living by divine, listening to a connection, our good orderly direction, is much easier than going the low road and living in a self-will run riot, artificial intelligence, self-degrading suicide on the installment plan way to live. And that's our choice, our free will, our inalienable right. So what inalienable right are you going to practice today? Are you going to choose to live happy, joyous, and free? Or are you going to limit yourself to excuses of why you can't do something that you really want to do for whatever reason that you see? The only limits are the ones that we place upon ourselves. Our dreams that we go towards are unfulfilled only when we quit trying. So, look into what you need to do. If you can't find it in Google, find another search browser, or even ask a stranger, because you never know to whom you're speaking to. And that person, that one person out of a million, just might be that person that you really did want and need to talk to today. So, since I couldn't do a live one in such a sweet spot, I'm gonna cut it here because I know it's gonna take a little bit of time to upload. So, see you, love you, till next time.